The first time in many weeks, Dalton trustees and Mayor Tiffany Henyard held a public meeting together, but not at Village Hall.
South suburban politician Tiffany Henyard appears to have lost control of...
Things are really heating up in Dalton, Illinois, and all eyes are on Mayor Tiffany Henyard right in the center of the storm. You won't believe the chaos that unfolded at the latest village trustee meeting. Imagine this, a public official making a bold statement in a shimmering gold blazer while passionately appealing for exactly $619. Yes, you heard that right, $619. And the way she delivered her plea, let's just say it was nothing short of a spectacle.
We will continue to speak out against wrongdoing.
Let's set the stage. Mayor Tiffany Henyard, known for stirring up controversy in Dalton with her bold decisions, stormed into a recent meeting with one goal in mind: getting her $619 back. But why was she so laser-focused on this exact amount? That's the question everyone's asking. One thing's for sure, the way she went about it had the entire room buzzing. Tiffany, never one to shy away from drama, made quite the entrance. She strutted into the meeting wearing none other than a solid gold blazer. Yes, you heard that right, a gold blazer. Can we just take a moment to process the audacity? Who shows up to a village trustee meeting dressed like they're heading to a Hollywood premiere? But wait, the blazer was only the opening act. What happened next took things to a whole new level. And remember, the trustees came to the meeting without a blazer, and everyone from the group. Tiffany didn't come armed with plans to address Dalton's finances or any groundbreaking strategies for tackling the budget crisis. Nope. She came with a personal mission: reclaiming $619 from trustee Tammy Brown. Yes, you heard that correctly. She was publicly demanding her $619, practically shouting, "I want my money back!" It was the kind of scene you'd expect at a diner over a disputed bill, not at a formal government meeting. And Tiffany, she wasn't holding back. She didn't just bring demands, she brought receipts. Sort of. Tiffany claimed the $619 was part of a fund set aside for trustee training, a fund with a $10,000 budget that no one else seemed to know about. She argued her $619 was a drop in the bucket compared to the thousands of dollars others were spending. What followed was a dramatic showdown, with Tiffany calling out Tammy and demanding answers. So, why hadn't her $619 been paid? The room was silent, but the tension was palpable. It was part spectacle, part soap opera, and fully unforgettable. Especially paying for your health is like paying for your family to live in.
Teasing a big announcement that she claims will result in some of her opponents being arrested and charged.
And here's where the story gets even juicier. Tiffany wasn't just demanding her $619. She was calling out the entire financial chaos in the village. In her fiery address, she accused the trustees of wasting thousands on frivolous expenses while essential services were falling apart. According to Tiffany, village employees had been left sitting idle for months because their internet and email access had been cut off. Imagine that staff unable to work while the trustees continued to foot massive bills to an IT company. The hypocrisy wasn't lost on Tiffany, and she wasn't about to let it slide. She dropped a bombshell, pointing to a jaw-dropping $36,500 invoice from the trustee's lawyer. Then she compared it to her modest $619 request, arguing that the math just didn't add up. How could the trustees justify tens of thousands for legal fees while denying her what she believed was rightfully hers? But Tiffany wasn't done yet. She turned her attention to what she called extravagant spending on events. She claimed that while basic services were being slashed, the trustees were throwing lavish parties and indulging in unnecessary luxuries. One event in particular had her fuming: a recent Valentine's Day celebration. Tiffany alleged the event cost thousands in police overtime, with officers pulled from their regular duties to act as her personal security detail. The prosecution alleged that Tiffany and all her friends cost thousands in police overtime, with officers pulled from their regular duties to act as her personal security detail. "We can't afford this," she declared. And yet they're throwing parties while the rest of us are struggling to keep the village afloat. Her frustration was undeniable, and the room was stunned. Tiffany wasn't just pointing fingers. She was shining a spotlight on what she saw as the village's financial mismanagement.
To Mayor Tiffany Henyard has filed eviction papers. She says Henyard has not paid her rent, and now...
And Tiffany wasn't finished. Her criticism extended straight to the police department. She accused the trustees of using the police force to push their personal agendas, claiming officers were instructed to follow and harass their political opponents. According to Tiffany, even the former police chief admitted to being ordered to target specific individuals at the trustees' request. A shocking allegation she described as a gross misuse of power. "This isn't what the police are for," she said, shaking her head in disbelief. "They're supposed to protect and serve the community, not act as puppets for the trustees." But Tiffany didn't stop with just accusations. She came up with a plan. Declaring her intent to clean up what she called the mess in Dalton, she announced a bold move, bringing in outside auditors to thoroughly investigate the village's finances. "We need transparency," she said firmly. Tiffany promised that once the audits were complete, any misuse of funds would be exposed, and everyone responsible would face accountability. It was a powerful statement, one that undoubtedly sent shockwaves through the room and through her opponents.
Allow me. I'm over it. Now it's time for me.
And Tiffany didn't stop there. She dropped another bombshell, accusing the trustees of hiring her personal attorney as the village's official attorney. Yes, you heard that right. Her own lawyer somehow ended up with the job of representing the village. The revelation only made things look more suspicious, turning the whole situation into something straight out of a soap opera. But instead of secret love affairs, this drama centered around secret lawyer hires. But let's not forget the infamous $619. Tiffany wasn't about to let it go. She repeated that figure over and over, as if it had become her personal mantra. The way she kept hammering on it, you'd think the entire village budget crisis hinged on those $619. "I want my money back," she demanded, her voice firm. "Give me my $619. And the whole time she strutted around in that solid gold blazer, unfazed, as if the entire spectacle was just another day at the office. It was the kind of scene you couldn't look away from, a mix of drama, determination, and pure audacity.
Meeting because business has not gotten done at 2 previous meetings. So that's some progress there. But this meeting was not without its fair.
At one point, Tiffany even went so far as to make a motion to remove Tammy Brown from the warrant list, all over the $619. It felt like a scene ripped straight out of a reality TV show where contestants vote each other off the island. But this wasn't a game, and the stakes were much higher. Tiffany made it abundantly clear she wanted her money, and she wasn't backing down until she got it. And it wasn't just Tiffany making waves. The residents of Dalton were jumping into the drama too. One fiery comment from a resident summed up the situation perfectly. "So, let me get this straight. Employees are sitting around on the clock with nothing to do, and that's another reason the village is broken? Cut labor and send people home." It was a harsh take, but it echoed the frustration many seemed to share. Tiffany's bold claims about the village's mismanagement were clearly struck a chord with some people, igniting a larger conversation about Dalton's leadership and priorities.
Showed up here to see her tenant in person after she says Henyard has been dodging both her and rent payments.
Another fan didn't hold back, pointing out the glaring irony of Tiffany's outrage over $619, while rumors swirled that she had allegedly spent nearly $500,000 on her mother's driveway. Maybe they should have told her to pay back that damn near $500,000 she supposedly spent on her mom's driveway, the comment read. Yikes. If true, it certainly casts her $619 crusade in a different light. But let's not forget, this isn't Tiffany's first brush with controversy. Her time as mayor has been riddled with scandal, from allegations of misusing taxpayer funds to reports of extravagant spending on parties and events. Tiffany's name has repeatedly made headlines for all the wrong reasons. And now, the drama has reached a new level. There's talk that Tiffany may even be facing eviction from her home. Yes, you read that right. The mayor of Dalton, who reportedly earns over $300,000 a year, is allegedly being evicted for not paying rent. Her landlord, Janetta Hall, has been vocal about the situation, claiming that Tiffany and her boyfriend haven't paid rent since August. "I've had enough," Hall reportedly told anyone who would listen. The saga continues, and with every twist and turn, it feels more like a high-stakes soap opera than small-town politics.
Henyard's landlord, and she says she came to this Thornton Township meeting Tuesday night hoping to get paid, what she says.
According to landlord Janetta Hall, Tiffany and her boyfriend Kamal Woods owe over $5,000 in back rent. But wait, it gets even messier. Hall claims the pair have gone so far as to change the locks on the house to keep her out. Yes, you heard that right. They've reportedly locked the landlord out of her own property. It sounds like something straight out of a bad movie. It sounds like something straight out of a bad movie. It sounds like something straight out of a bad movie, Hall says. She's been trying to serve eviction papers, but Tiffany and Kamal have been dodging her at every turn. The whole situation is a chaotic mess, and it's just one more issue on Tiffany's already long list of controversies. But here's where things take an even wilder turn. Tiffany isn't just facing eviction. She's reportedly under federal investigation. That's right, the FBI is said to be looking into her spending habits, both as mayor of Dalton and as supervisor of Thornton Township. The allegations are staggering. Reports claim Tiffany has been using village funds for personal expenses, including luxury travel and expensive dinners. And then there's the jaw-dropping accusation that she spent a whopping $43,000 on Amazon in a single day. Yes, $43,000. The big question is, what on earth could she possibly have been buying? This unfolding drama has all the makings of a scandal that just keeps getting bigger, and the answers, if they come, are sure to raise even more eyebrows. OBS 5-star review. Loved the episode.
Power graph. That's it. Power and money graph.
This latest wave of scandals has sparked a growing movement to remove Tiffany from office. Frustrated residents are rallying, some even going so far as to call her the worst mayor in America. Ouch, that's a tough title to shake. But here's the twist. Despite all the chaos, eviction threats, a federal investigation, and a financial crisis in the village, Tiffany isn't backing down. In fact, she's already announced her bid for re-election. Can you believe it? That's the thing about Tiffany. Love her or hate her, you've got to admit she's a fighter. She's not going down without a battle. Even as critics slam her spending habits, leadership style, and fiery village meetings, Tiffany remains defiant. She's vowed to spill the tea on all the corruption she claims is happening in Dalton, promising to expose those she says are responsible, and you will find out just how little. Soon, you'll find out just how little, and you will find out just how little, and then you will find out just how little, and then you will find out just how little, and then you will find out just how little, and then you will find out just how little, and then you will find out just how little, and then you will find out just how little. Not stopping there, she's also vowed to press charges against her political opponents. Whether she have any real evidence to back up these claims? Well, that's anyone's guess. One thing's for sure, Dalton is in for a wild ride in the months to come, because if there's one thing Tiffany Henyard knows how to do, it's keep people talking.
I'm at wit's end, and I fear that I'm going to go into foreclosure soon.
So what's next for Tiffany? Will she manage to cling to her position as mayor, or will the growing chorus of critics finally bring her down? And what about that infamous $619? Will she ever get it back from Tammy Brown? Only time will tell. One thing is certain, this story is far from over. In the meantime, we want to hear from you. Is Tiffany just trying to do her job and being unfairly criticized, or is there something shadier happening behind the scenes? So, and seriously, what's the real story behind that $619? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends to keep the conversation going. Stay tuned for more updates as we dive deeper into the wild, unpredictable world of Dalton politics.